up. Put the bucket away. He's so angry at me. ESPN NFL insiders have put together a list of who they think will be the best players in 2025. The list sees the likes of 3 QBs and Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson in the top 5. All right, Mad Dog, I'm focused on you. Is Lamar Jackson a top 5 player right now?
Well, first off, I don't like lists in baseball or football where you put the quarterback with the player or the pitcher with the everyday player. That's the first, because it's almost 2 separate categories. That's the first thing. Second thing, how in the world could you put Lamar over Joe Burrow when Joe Burrow won a championship playoff game in Kansas City? Jackson's never done that. How in the world could you do that? And, you know, speaking of some play, where is T.J. Watt on this list? You're telling me T.J. Watt is not a top 10 player? Where the heck is he? How about, I mean, I don't understand. Where's Max Crosby on this list? You can't put Jackson 4. Burrow, Allen, and Mahomes. If you want to put the quarterback with the player, which I would never do, but if you want to do that, you have to go Burrow, not in any particular order, Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, 1, 2, 3. That's all there is to it. 1, 2, 3. Then you want to put Garrett 4. You want to maneuver. But you can't put Lamar Jackson ahead of Burrow, who's won a championship game in Kansas City. Jackson's never done that. That's ridiculous.
Well, first of all, a couple of things. Number one, you're wrong, but what else is new? Number two, I will say this. When you bring up T.J. Watt, I would put T.J. Watt ahead of Micah Parsons. Right now, at this particular point, Micah Parsons is coming, make no mistake about it. But T.J. Watt is something special to behold. Make no mistake about that. So I'd have to put him up there on that list as well. Number 3, yes, you can put Lamar Jackson ahead of Burrow. Now, Burrow did win a championship game in Kansas City, an AFC championship game. I get that part, but he's not a 2-time league MVP. He wasn't in line to be a 3-time league MVP. Lamar, there are 17 games in the regular season to play before the playoffs. And when you take into account what we have seen Lamar Jackson do over the course of the last several years, there have been injuries that have plagued Burrow as well. So we got to take that into consideration. Lamar Jackson hasn't had that ailment. So he's available. And when he's available, he's usually spectacular. Because of that, you can make that argument. You can't look at the National Football League and tell me there are 5 players better than Lamar Jackson. Now, they may have better moments, like in the postseason, like Doggy just talked about. No argument there. No argument there. But overall, in totality, when you look at what somebody brings to the table, you can't say 5 dudes are better than Lamar Jackson. No way.
You know what? I'm disappointed in Doggy because I'm old enough to remember a time last season when Mad Dog actually called Lamar Jackson the greatest QB we've ever seen.
Kimberly, I remember
and
that.
suddenly now he can't imagine a top 5 list.
Selective amnesia.
Interesting. Kimberly, thank you for reminding me of that. I also thank you for bringing that to the forefront of my mind.
Why are you looking at Kimberly? Look at Doggy.
Wait, Mad Dog, Mad Dog, I just have one question for you. One of the most comprehensive stats for a quarterback is QBR. So who was first in total QBR last season?
I'm sure it was Lamar to make
What about, I have another question for you. What about yards per attempt, rushing yards, TD to interception ratio? Who was first in those categories?
Molly, you can go on and on and on. Here's the bottom line.
Lamar.
Quarterbacks like old-time centers. Stevie recognizes the centers, Kareem, Wilt, people like that. Russell. Quarterbacks are measured by titles, by playoff wins.
Not all.
I'm not interested in the regular season. Win postseason games.
Okay,
Mara's not.
Stop.
That's all like we see.
Stop, Doggy. Stop, Doggy. Did that apply to Dan Marino?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
Marino went to a Super Bowl.
Hold on, wait a minute. You just said measured by titles. You didn't say title appearances. You said titles. Okay, so Dan Marino was measured that way before Elway won his 2 when you were on the radio bloviating over WFAN in New York City and the world heard you and Mike and Mike Francesa. You were talking about Elway before the titles in terms of how great he was. Before Peyton Manning won in 06, okay, against Chicago, you were talking about how great he was. This put Dan Fouts with the Chargers, how elite he was. There's plenty of quarterbacks that have been celebrated throughout the years for their greatness devoid of a title. But suddenly that's going to apply to Lamar Jackson now.
Well, forget title, Steve. How about a good playoff game? How about we go into a playoff game where Lamar Jackson plays a sort of game like Burrow played at Kansas City?
Okay, but you're bringing up one game, Doggy. I understand, because I was at that game, so
By the way,
so
he played
I
well
saw
against
it.
Buffalo last year. Wasn't his fault they lost?
But you're talking about, to win MVP, you're talking about season-long success, right? I understand, but you're bringing up one game for Burrow. Other than that, They haven't been. They barely get to the playoffs. They miss the play. The Bengals miss the playoffs constantly. We're always talking about how this team is too talented to not be a sure Super Bowl contender, and we haven't seen Joe Burrow back in the Super Bowl since. So I don't know, Doggy. I'm
That's
just
fair.
a little disappointed.
You do know.
Well,
You do know.
well,
Wait, can
remember,
I ask you one? Hold on. Can
remember,
I just ask one question? Hold on, Green Eyes. All right, I like the sport coat. At least that looks nice, and the tan is just something special. Mad Dog, the thing that I want to ask you though, especially with Lamar Jackson here, and I'm losing my train of thought on what I just wanted to say to you, and so I'm blanking. Give me a second.
It's okay.
Just give me a second. I just had a.
Because his words.
Oh, this is what I want to say. This is what I want to say to you, Mad Dog. How do you do a 180 from Kimberly's point of what changed from last year when he was the greatest quarterback you've ever seen to now he's not a top flight? I'm just curious. Why'd you flip?
you took me seriously when I said that last year.
Doggy.
You didn't take that as
That's
serious.
embarrassing.
Now we're wrong.
Wow.
We're wrong for taking you seriously when you seriously made a point. You realize what you're
Whoever
saying?
takes me seriously. Whoever takes me seriously. I mean, come on. Okay. And by the way, Steve, that steak stunk the other night at freaking in L.A.
At
Lousy
Mastro's?
dinner. Lousy dinner.
That's a lie.
was
That's
fun.
a phenomenal
You know,
restaurant.
It's a phenomenal restaurant. He had a blast.
Great service.
He ate like a pig. You know he's
delivering
lying.
a lot of bad takes
You know he's
today.
lying.
What's
Mastro's
going on?
in Beverly Hills is fantastic.
It is.
I love that place.
Kimberly, you got him. 1-0. All right. After back-to-back seasons without reaching the playoffs, someone. All right, First Take fam. We normally do quick takes, but today it's swift takes. Breaking news: America's favorite couple. Yep, put a ring on it. It's pretty big too. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are officially engaged. Huge congrats to the beautiful couple. Stephen A., your thoughts?
I'm real happy. That's Travis is my brother from another mother. He's really good people. I'm really, really happy for him. And her Eras tour was absolutely off the chain. But she's incredible in terms of what she has done with her own career and what have you. Her Eras tour, a $5 billion global effect. His Instagram followers jumped from about 2.5 million to nearly 7 million. You look at the Chiefs' female audience. They're talking about the average female audience in the league is like 46% for the Chiefs. Their female audience now jumped to about 57%. She's been worth over $1 billion in marketing, tickets, and all of this other stuff to the National Football League. Over the last several years, everything she has touched has turned to gold. And when you're Travis Kelce, who's a winner, one of the greatest tight ends in history, surefire first ballot future Hall of Famer, the brother's got style as well. I'm real happy for him to be at this point in his life. Major props to him.
And Kimberly, we got a glimpse of the couple, obviously, when they were on their podcast, New Heights, and they're really cute together.
They are cute. You see how many flowers? You see the flowers, see the decor. That's why we're all these flowers today. And not.
I love that because we love love.
We love
Kimberly.
love. We too love love.
We love.
don't we?
Ain't nothing wrong with love. Ain't nothing wrong with love.
Yes, Steven.
Ain't nothing wrong with love.
All right, Mad Dog's really enjoying this. Okay, Mad Dog, we're talking football. Stop throwing up.